Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Heritage Makers Summer Selling Series training. We have partnered, Heritage Makers has partnered with DSWA, and for a 3-month series of some great training. I know last month we had Nancy on, and she did some fabulous training on sponsoring, and that's in your virtual office. You can check that out. Today we have Nicki Keohohou. She is the CEO of the DSWA, and she's going to be talking to us about super selling strategies. Nicki, are you there?
I sure am, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this Heritage Makers call. So let's take it away. You all should have received your handout, so you can fill in the blanks on the handout. If I was you on these calls, start yourself a little binder, put it behind your Elite binder if you'd like, and just have all these handouts with the fill in the blanks tools so you can refer back to them. So if you're ever having a poor selling month or it's just not up to what you'd like it to be, then what you want is go back and review these strategies so that you can bring up those sales and in turn have a great month. So super selling strategies. Let's move to the second slide on the overview. And the overview is selling is what keeps our profession thriving. With sales, products are moved, money is exchanged, commissions are earned, and overrides are paid. So we want to make sure that everybody knows that in order to have a fabulous selling strategy is that we're going to learn a lot of new ways to make this all happen so you can make more money, more overrides, and the rest of it. So moving forward to reputation, what I want you to understand about this piece is the reputation starts with you. You know, Jim Rohn was a fabulous man, and what he said was, better selling starts with a better you. Listen to that again. Better selling starts with a better you. You are a walking billboard for heritage makers. People associate you with your beautiful products, with your company, and with the service that you provide to them. We want to make sure that you focus on your being. Your being. Remember, we talk about the doing and the being? We're going to ask you to focus on your being. Be a person of your word. Do what you say you're going to do. Be interested in your customers. Remember that when you are interested in them, they find you interesting. Be consistent and follow up. Put a little sign next to your phone that says, I call because I care. When you consistently follow up with people, you're showing them how much you care. I just learned this one from my sister and I thought it was beautiful. It's a sign to put on your desk. Love the one you're with. Love the one you're with. So what does that mean? Love your customer when you're with your customer. Love your team when you're with your team. Love your family when you're with your family. Love the one you're with consistently. Be approachable. Very important when you focus on you. Being approachable. Show kindness, sincerity, and compassion. Those will go a long way with building lifelong relationships. Another B is be memorable. How do you leave people feeling? That's a great self-coaching question. How do I leave people feeling? You know, they say sometimes people smile when you walk in the room. Sometimes people smile when you leave the room. So we want to be someone that they smile when. If they're smiling because you're leaving the room, it's because you brought joy into their life. You poured into their life. You didn't just smile and they're going, man, I'm glad she's out of here. Not a good way to do it. And the other is to have a reputation that buyers love. People know the quality of service that you offer at Heritage Makers. They know that you care about your customers. They know that you love what you do, and it shows up in every facet of your business. Now let's talk about the reputation for your company. Think about it for a few minutes. What is your company best known for? What makes Heritage Makers unique in the marketplace? What products and services do you offer that others may not be offering? That's an important thing. What is your company best known for? It's known for the quality of the work you do, in my book. You might type in a couple of other thoughts of what else you believe the company is known for. So, how can you focus on the positive attributes based on what your company offers? What can you focus on, and how can you focus on the positive attributes based on what your company offers? Your company offers so many unique things, beautiful products, quality of the materials, the quality of the education for your customers, and how you serve your customers, how you make it easy for them to do business with you, how your company cares, how your company is making a difference in the world because they are preserving memories, preserving heritage for a lifetime. I don't know of another company that can say it the way you do it. You have personal service in your company. You know what? They have you, which makes a big difference. The third area is the reputation of your product. Think about this a little bit. What products do you love the most? What are your number one top selling products? What do you love about the products? Remember that your passion for your products is contagious. It is so much easier to inspire people when you are personally inspired. When people see your passion for the product, they too will become passionate. Think about your clubs. When you sell a club, if all you do is sell it and you don't stay in contact with that customer and make sure that they're aware of all the products and what you have to offer, they may not do anything with what you have to offer. Those products are invaluable. The programs that you offer, the tools that you offer, the simplicity of making your products is a beautiful gift. I came home from Park City or when I was in Utah with the leaders, and I was gifted a little sign, and it was Steve Jobs' sign about loving what you do. And I hung that up in my home, and many people have commented on it. They commented on it because of the saying, they commented on it because of the quality, they commented on it because they'd never seen it before. And you see, when you are a product of your product, your passion will come through in a huge way. So let's talk about how you build a credible reputation, because this is the next part that is critical to your success. One of the best ways on this next slide for you to build a credible reputation is to become an expert in your business. Become an expert in your business. And as you become an expert in your business, people will see you as knowledgeable, talented, and that you have something to offer them. You also want to consistently operate with a high standard of excellence. High standard, not just, oh, we'll get by. We'll get the product out. It's okay. It doesn't have to be excellent. But when you consistently operate with a high standard of excellence, you serve with excellence, you provide training with excellence, everything you do is with excellence, your reputation and that of the company will all be enhanced. Also, you want to lead by example. You see, you are the example for others to follow. And when you are a person who leads by example, you have a much more positive opportunity for others to see who you are and how you operate. You don't have to do it all and do it all right, but what you do is with excellence, and you are leading by the example that you want others to follow. Of course, a great way to build a credible reputation is to build your business big. There are lots of people that can have mediocre businesses. It's a business that survives versus thrives. And then there are those who want to build it big. We chose that name, Build It Big, for our books because it is our belief that when we support people in building a big business, they think differently. They think big. They think in the realm of possibility. I want to share a little fact with you around all this. More than 90% of the first impression that you make on someone will be based on your clothes. So be sure to dress for success. So what does that mean? Some of you go out to the store, you're in Walmart or wherever you are making shopping and buying something. Rarely will you go up and talk to someone if you're not feeling you're dressed professionally. So see, if you get up every day and dress for success, you get up and run your business like a business, and when you go out, you are in business, the chances of making a good first impression increase pretty dramatically. You know, I have a sister that's been in direct selling for many years, and every day she got dressed in her suit, she got dressed in her heels, she got put on her makeup and went into her office, and she was there on time. For her, it was 8 a.m. and built her business and built a big business. Now, I'm not saying you have to put on your heels and your suits to be in your office, but she had people coming and going in her office, and so that was important to her. What I'm saying is, if you're in your jammies and your bunny slippers, you may not be feeling like you are at the best to run a business that day. So how do you show up to go to work? The last is confidence. Confidence builds upon the competence that you commit to developing. People who are in top in sales became successful only after making a commitment to success. So what I'm going to ask you is, what is your commitment to success? How committed are you to being successful? How committed are you to creating a business that will significantly impact your family and that of other people in your life? A business commitment to business means you're willing to do what it takes. Let's move on for a moment to self-esteem, because this is a big part of a strategy for being successful in your selling and creating your business. People who feel good about themselves tend to sell more. That's a fact. And I don't think any of us are born with solid self-esteem and we come out of the womb and go, wow, I'm a success. Although it's quite interesting, babies don't know that they can't do anything. They don't know that they can't walk. They don't know that they can't make these things happen. They are not aware of that themselves. So what I'm going to say to you is this. Think like when you were a baby. You fell down. How many times did you get up when you were learning to walk? Because you didn't know you couldn't. So think in some ways childlike, that anything is possible and not having the fear that you can't. So again, the fact is that salespeople that feel good about themselves tend to sell more. So how can you raise your self-esteem and project confidence? What can you do to project more confidence and feel more confident inside? Well, one aspect is preparation. You know, you can run a 5 to 10 minute mental movie about serving your buyers and gaining their commitment to purchase or join the business. You can prepare by seeing it happen first. And when you see it happening, the chances that it will become your reality are much bigger. So that you're going to gain that commitment to purchase or to join your business. You actually have visualized that. Visualization brings things much closer to you. Knowledge is another way that you can build your self-esteem. Know your prospect, the product, the opportunity. Know how to run your business like a business. Those of you that are in the elite course, that are attending these classes, you are growing every day in your knowledge. You are gaining more wisdom. You know, I say the women, the 60 plus group, that's me, are women of wisdom, the wow women. Well, I believe that all of you can be wow women, not necessarily by age, but you can be women of wisdom in your 20s, in your teens, if you are willing to study, to grow your knowledge, to become more successful by having more ways in which to accomplish things. Now, there are some people that have so much knowledge, they're still getting ready to get ready. And so we're thinking about it, and we're studying, and we're studying, and we're studying, and we're studying, and we're not doing. So the next part of this aspect, you know, how to feel better about yourself, have more confidence, more success beyond the knowledge is to practice. That means you've got action. And remember that practice makes permanent, not perfect. If you are that individual that is so afraid to do things because you think you don't know enough, and you've got to keep practicing till you think you have it perfect, I'm going to just tell you, this is a news flash. You may never be perfect. You may be excellent, and that is good enough. Because you've heard me say this before, if you are always striving for perfection, you will never feel enough. If you are always striving for perfection, everyone around you will not feel like they are enough. So practice makes permanent. Practice. Get into action. So go and make things happen, and then honor yourself as they happen. Celebrate your baby wins. You don't have to always be winning, but celebrate the baby wins that you do have. Because what does that mean? You're honoring thyself. Honor yourself every day. Congratulate yourself. Speak out as to what you're grateful for. All of that is going to make a huge difference in how you grow your business. The last one is optimism. Optimism is adversity is just a temporary setback with hidden benefits. Adversity is just a temporary setback with hidden benefits. So sometimes we don't know. And to be optimistic is a choice. Many of us look at the glass being half full versus half empty. Some of us, it's always empty. This is another little fact. Optimistic people bounce back quicker. Our setbacks turn into comebacks. Optimistic people bounce back much faster than those that are not optimistic. Our setbacks turn into comebacks. The other thing I'll say to you, optimistic people, everybody wants to be around them. People want to surround themselves with optimistic people. If we are the constant complainer, if we are the one that is always seeing what's wrong with the company, with the product, with ourselves, with everybody else, who chooses to be around those people? Very few people want to be in their space. You know, I came from sports, so I use a lot of sport quotes. So, Babe Ruth, we're in baseball season. Babe Ruth, it is hard to beat a man who never gives up. And I believe it's hard to beat a woman who never gives up. We aren't going to be beaten. We aren't going to be left behind. We aren't going to lose because we never give up. As long as you are picking up that bat one more time and you're swinging, you're making an effort, you will never be beaten. You have an opportunity to grow and grow into this business, and that's your decision. Optimism is a choice. And, you know, I've had negative Nellies around me in my life and negative Neds, and they're people I choose not to surround myself with. You know, I've learned some things from them of what not to do, but I choose not to have their stuff land on me. So really think about who you choose to hang around with. You want to sell more? You can't sell more when you're thinking nobody wants to buy. Nobody's going to buy anything tonight. These people don't look like they could afford anything. Look at them. They're not even listening to me. I'm not going to sell a darn thing. Look at where I'm going. I'm going out to this trailer in the boonies. Who out here is going to buy anything? Nobody's going to buy anything. If that's what you project out, that's exactly what you will receive. Remember the power of intention. Set your intentions and be clear. And not only will you sell more, you will build better relationships. So let's move on to presence. Presence. Buyers don't want to buy products or services. They buy states. Now you're thinking, well, what's state? Your clients buy the emotional state, how they feel, that they connect with you, your products, and your opportunity. So listen to that again. Your clients buy the emotional state they connect with you, your products, and your services. So if they feel good thinking about you, better chance that they will want to do business with you. If they feel like, wow, she was a negative Nelly, the emotional state isn't very positive, they're probably not going to want to buy products. I was at a party not many years ago and it was really kind of interesting. The woman got mad at the audience because they were laughing and they were having fun. And she said, all of you are wasting my time by laughing here. I'm here to sell you these things and you're not listening. Wow, what is the emotional state that they're going to connect to that woman? I had a conversation with her afterwards and asked permission to share an observation, and she listened. I don't know if she ever made a shift, but getting angry at people in your space is probably not going to serve you or them. So here's a little tip. Great sellers are state prompters. Listen to it again. Great sellers are what we call state prompters or emotional state prompters. They induce a positive state and then they anchor that state to what they are selling. A state can be prompted simply by the words that you use and how you use those words. So, example with heritage makers, a state prompter would be, think of the joy that you are going to bring to your friends and family when they receive your personally designed book. Now, joy. I anchored the joy to the product. I also am anchoring the joy to me. You know, how will your family feel when you place this beautiful portrait or design that you put on the walls of your home? How is your family going to feel? Oh, they're going to feel happy seeing that. Oh, when everyone that reads that is going to be joy filled. Everyone that reads that is going to think of something positive. You are connecting that product to you, to their family, and to how they show up. There's a man by the name of David J. Schwartz, and in his book, and you might want to write this down, you could probably get it on Amazon, The Magic of Thinking Big States. The Magic of Thinking Big States. What he says is big thinkers are specialists in creating positive, forward thinking, optimistic pictures in their own mind and in the minds of others. Listen to that again. Big thinkers are specialists in creating positive, forward thinking, optimistic pictures in their own minds and in the minds of others. To think big, we must use words and phrases that produce big, positive mental images. So find a way to prompt people into the best possible mental state. And you can do that through coaching too. How will you feel when your family opens this beautiful book? How will you feel when you hang this image on your wall and you walk by there every day and read it? Have them feel things because thinking is also tied to feelings. The thinking comes first. So what do you think this image will do for everybody that enters your home? How will it impact their lives? Remember that in communication, I've shared this with you at events, and I'm going to have you draw your little circle, and we're going to do the pieces of the pie. So this is in communication. 7% of all messages are received through the words. And you can see how big we are on how we use words. So only 7% of the messages are received through the words. 38% of the message comes from your voice cues. How you say it. So that's your tone, your pitch, your inflection. Like you could say to somebody, wow, that's going to be a fabulous picture. Wow, I can tell you put a whole lot of effort into your book. So listen to those cues. Might not be the message you wanted to send. 55% of the message is the nonverbal, your physiology. So when you want to have somebody be in a positive mental state and thinking bigger, your gestures are bigger, Your face is open with a smile on it, and your words are big thinking words. What are the possibilities? Listen to my voice. What are the possibilities around that? I'm making them think. And my hands are making a big gesture above my head. I wish you could see me. I'm making big circles above my head because my physiology is part of it. Just as though I've shared, I went to a jewelry party one time, and the girl at the end stood in the front, shook her head no very strongly, and she said, "If anybody wants to buy anything, I'll be over there." Well, nobody jumped up to buy because there was no thinking big mental picture of me going, wow, I am excited to buy from this woman. She's not excited to have me buy. So here's some questions. Think about this. Open-ended questions that support you to find a need and fill it with what you have to offer your clients. Open-ended questions. Just like we coach individual people, we coach while we're selling. The more questions that you ask during that party, the better result you're going to get. So think about that. What kinds of questions could you ask? Where do you see this in your home? Who do you know that would enjoy having their heritage embraced and put into a memorable booklet? So asking questions. This is a wonderful quote from Werner Heisenberg. Werner Heisenberg. That's a good old German name. I have a tinge of German in me. Heisenberg. Nature does not reveal its secrets. It only responds to our method of questioning. Nature doesn't reveal all of our secrets. It only responds to our method of questioning. The other aspect here, besides the questions, is the whole thing around listening. We want to listen and be 100% present with our clients. Think about what that demonstrates for them. What does it demonstrate to them when we have really listened? Is it respect? Is it that we value them or we value their time? Is it that we care? What shows up when we truly listen to people? Our clients, we can't know what they want or need or what's important to them if we're not listening. We're not asking questions or listening. We're just guessing. And that may not be of service to them or to you. So let's move forward to clarification. Clarification. So what does that mean? We clarify by determining your buyer's needs based on the 4 levels of needs. So there are 4 levels of needs. There's no need. You see no possibility in your product to be sold. You see, there's no need for them whatsoever. There's no need. Then we have the level of need is the dormant need. And that's kind of the need is a little unseen because they don't know. They may be ignorant to any need. They may be indifferent or currently satisfied, are not looking for anything to be different in their life at this time. Then we have the visible need. This is really exciting when we see that, but don't ignore the no need, because that's not the person I'm going to be speaking to. Whole pointing my are looking at in my party. I'm going to be looking at people that have more of a need or a dormant need or a visible need, but that visible need is clearly a key factor. It is obvious that they would like to eliminate a challenge or have a desire for something more. You know what? Maybe this is a highly stressed woman and she does nothing for herself, but she loves photography, but she doesn't take the time to do it. Maybe there's a visible need that she wants to begin taking more pictures and preserve those memories. Maybe that's part of what it is. Or maybe she wants to do something for herself and be part of a club. What is the visible need? Look for it. See, sometimes we're so busy looking for all the people that don't need something, they're not going to buy it. I don't think they will like this. These don't look like people that would enjoy making the products that we have. That looks like it's too hard. It doesn't look like they're going to focus enough. We're so busy looking at all that, we miss the visible need. The final is seeing your solution. The people see our solution. They've admitted a need for your solution. Wow, stop talking and get to find out exactly what they're wanting. What is their desire? If we keep talking, we're going to lose in this situation. Many times in sales, he who talks the most loses. He who listens and asks the most questions generally wins. So this information I've just shared with you is intended for you to see the level of need for your clients. This will help you quickly identify where they are in your buying funnel at any given point. You're going to know where they stand, and that's important that you do. So let's talk for a moment about opening the relationship, because a big part of sales is the relationship. Direct selling is all about relationship. We all know this, but sometimes we forget, or we forget how to actually build the relationship more. Big part of building relationship is to understand the person, to know what makes them tick, to know what is important to them, to know what they're looking for, to be with them, to be present with them. So it's not, this is not a number one, or I'll say it differently. People think that this business, many times they believe it's a numbers game. It's all about how many people we throw on the wall and see who sticks. I just got to ask more, ask more, ask more. And it's really not so much about the numbers as it is about the relationships you build. It's quite interesting. You know, the DSWA, we have a very large client. I've been working on that relationship for 10 years. 10 years. Being present with them, sending little cards, visiting when I'm in that city. I've done a lot of things for 10 years for very little return on investment. Some of you are thinking, scary. 10 years you hung on with those people? Yes, because that was a big fish. And guess what? I maintained the relationship through the good times and the bad times. And today, they are a very large client for us. My relationship with Patty, right there at Heritage Makers. Patty, we've had this relationship for many, 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 many years. Sometimes where there's nothing going on, sometimes when a lot's going on, sometimes when we just talk to get caught up. Because this business is about relationships. You must practice what you preach. It's like, sometimes people say that people are friends in the good times, and you know who your friends really are when it's not such good times, when there is no connection. It's reaching out to those people to build the relationship. Whether that person has bought something from you or not, if you have some sort of system to just stay connected with them periodically to build the relationship, my guess is you will do much better in the business. I know a lot of people that send birthday cards for clients. And you could set a threshold. Anybody that's done $200 or more in a year with me, I can send them a birthday card. How much time does that take from you? Get them all ready to go, drop them in a folder, and every month just send them. But that's a relationship builder. What is it going to take? Every customer wants to have a relationship with you if they truly want to do business with you. So going forward, if you think of sales as if you're kind of opening the relationship, not closing a sale. You've heard me talk about that. Everybody put your hands about 6 inches apart. 6 inches apart. People always talk about closing the sale. So go ahead and close your hands. So it's like they're together now, almost like you're praying. So when you close the sale, you are either in the door, meaning you got some money, or you're outside of the door and nothing happened. Instead of closing the sale, if you're opening the relationship, something is happening there. It could be you met a beautiful new friend. It could be that you have someone referring you. Could be that you have a loyal customer that walked into that relationship. Could be that you have repeat sales. Repeat sales. It could be that you have a new team member. So that is a shift in thinking for many people. I'm not here to close the sale today. I'm here to open a long-term relationship. So it's not a closing, it's an opening. It's not an ending, it's a beginning. Who do you want to do business with? Someone that's there to sell you something or someone that's there to build the relationship with you? Think about that. If you bought a car from somebody, if you purchased a car, do you want someone that's just going to sell you that car? Or do you want someone that cares about you as a customer and builds the relationship with you? Yes, you don't maybe are going to buy that car, one car every 10 years, but you may go back to the same person because you have a relationship with him. Maybe you just bought a car. Next year, your child needs a car. You're going to go back and buy. People want to do business with people who want to be in relationship. So think about you. How do you go about building those relationships? Here's a few tips. Be client centric. Be client centric. So what does that mean? The focus is on them, not on you. It is all about them. You are there to be of service to them. You are not there to sell them. You are there to be of service. When you are of service to people, the sale follows. It's almost like automatic. You know, you can let go of the outcome and enjoy the journey more because something will follow because you have the relationship. I don't know if any of you ladies go and get your nails done. You know, so sometimes you go into a nail shop and the person doesn't talk to you the whole time, doesn't say anything. And yes, they do your nails, but it's not a very fun experience. Then you find someone you just enjoy being with. They ask you questions, they're interested in you. You ask them questions, you've built a relationship. You may stay with that nail person or that hairstylist for many years to come. Do you do that? The relationship. It's no different in your business. Another facet is really just to think about how can I wow them? How can I go beyond the norm? How can I be that super person that they just wouldn't ever try to find a new person to do business with? You are it. They wouldn't think about going to an online vendor because they don't have the service that they get from you because every time you wow them. Another aspect is to just go above and beyond, to do more, to be more, to create more. Go above and beyond what they ever expected from you. Not just the minimum, to always be present. You know what I get more comments on as a speaker is that I stay and I'm with the people, that I connect with the people because I love the people. I like to be involved with the people. But I recently found out most speakers show up, talk, go back to their room. And I'm going, wow, they're missing all the fun. But the customer believes that's going above and beyond. So going above and beyond would be going to your client's home a little early. How can I support you in getting ready for the event tonight? Staying a little late, maybe cleaning up a little bit if you chose to. Maybe sending a thank you card that how much I appreciate you. You've all heard me talk about Gold Mail, GOLDMAIL. It's a member benefit on DSWA that's free to you. You have a Gold Mail that just says, "Hi, this is Sally. I just want to tell you thank you so much for hosting your party last night. It's your picture, your words, and you're talking to her." And I loved our opportunity to be together. And it's the same one that goes to everybody. Now I certainly wouldn't send it to somebody that was a poop. Edit that part. But I wouldn't send it to somebody that it wasn't an enjoyable experience because you're saying I loved my time with you and I wouldn't do anything out of integrity like that. But having a gold mail that you send to them, that's above and beyond. They don't expect that. They hear your voice again. That is also an anchor. The last slide is please let me know how I can support you and get you scheduled for your next party. My number is, and it goes up on the screen. Those are tools that are available to you to go above and beyond. Don't be the person that does the bare minimum because you know what? You miss the opportunity of that ongoing relationship. What we always say is under promise and over deliver. Under promise and over deliver. So let's go to our questions here because some things may have come up for you on the questions. What questions do you have at this time based on the subjects that we covered today about super selling strategies? And Patty, can you see any questions they write in, or any questions that they might have that they would like to speak out?
We have only just a few right now, so as I ask these, please feel free to ask any questions. This is a great opportunity to get those questions answered. Nikki's amazing at being able to do that. We do have a question about the gold mail that you mentioned. It says gold mail with a question mark, so they're asking, okay, what is
Where
that?
do we
I'm a
find it?
member of DSWA. Where do I find it?
Okay, so if you're a member of DSWA, it is one of our alliance partners. And I'm going to give you the exact path to get there, so that will make it easier for you to do. So if you go to dswa.org and you go to our community and you go to find a vendor alliance partner, it's about the sixth item down, and they're alphabetical in there, and you will see gold mail. Click on that and it'll take you to their website. It is free as a member and it's such a fabulous tool. You can also use that to welcome new people to your team. You can also use that for other some people do it for at rank advancement. They have a regular one that they use for rank advancement. They send that out to people. They have one, as I say, welcome to the team, and it talks about when your team meetings are and so on. So it can be very generic, or you can do them especially for someone. It sends, because it's your voice and your pictures and that you use. I actually had a leader that did one. Here's how to increase sales. What she did is running for the finish line and running through the finish line, and it was their year ended at the end of June, and running through the finish line, the first picture was her sitting putting on her tennis shoes, and then it was her in a starting position, and then it was her, a photo of her running, and then it was all this like race, and it was talking about how to keep going and selling and building right to the last day of a contest, of your convention year, whatever it is. But it was a powerful one. We also had people use it, gold mail, as a with products, and they showed pictures of products and new products and so on. I had one lady sell $2,500 in product with one gold mail. So it's a tool that you can use, and we really recommend that. If you're going to do it, really learn how to use it. It's easy to back up and redo and all of that. It's a pretty simple process.
Great, I
It
love that. I didn't know that was there either. I'm going to have to check that one out as well.
Great.
Get
And I
familiar
could
with that.
hook you up with Tom if you want to talk to him, Patty. He's the owner of the company.
Good, good, good. Thank you. Another
Uh-huh.
question, just going back, a reference. Who was the author of The Magic of Thinking Big?
Let me
Okay,
go back to him. The magic of thing. I'll get it to you here in a moment, and I'll do it. I haven't got it right here in front of me. Let me go back a little bit. I remember I said it. I had it written down, and I don't know where it is. So anything else in the
I can
meantime?
find that for them as well. Let me get back to here. We have another question come in. I've been with HM for about 3 months, only have 4 people as club members, and wondering how to grow. Most of my contacts are via email and Facebook. My goal is to reach star consultant, and that means $500 in sales volume, Nikki. And almost did my first month. Really looking for ideas that are out of the box that I may not have thought of, and may have been on other calls. By the way, you were amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. So here's what I'm going to say. First of all, I'm going to go to the very first thing you said. I'd only have 4 people. I'm going to ask you to reframe that and say, I have 4 people on my team. Do you see the difference? When we say I only sold $25, I only sold $100, I sold $100, shifts your thinking from small to thinking big. And by the way, that was David J. Schwartz, Schwartz. That's who it was that did that book. So some out of the box ideas. You were right in that Facebook is a huge tool for you to do that. It's being where people are, whether it is a fundraiser or whether that is at MOPS, Mothers of Preschoolers. It's being in business everywhere you go, wearing the Heritage Makers logo wear, so people ask you questions. you know, connecting with people who love what you do. Who do you know, and where do people go that are interested in the products that you have? You know, in a heartbeat, I would go into a independently owned photograph store and put an interest box in there that you're drawing for something free, and have the sign up sheets that people sign up and get leads that way. I've never said that before to anybody in this company, but it just came to me because, like a lot of people that sell healthcare products go into gyms. Well, you going into independent, photography places or photo shops where they sell, I don't know if you have kids cameras or the camera department in a smaller store, that might be a good place to go. But where do people go that love photography? Are going to a photography club. There are photography clubs in every area. Where do people go that want to know more of what you do?
Great suggestion. Another idea I thought of while you were talking was you have those 4 club members. They all know people. They're making projects and they're sharing them. They're giving them away. They're showing to people. So ask them who they know. Encourage them to host a workshop and introduce you to the people that they are familiar with and have influence over, so that they can share what they're doing
Mm-hmm.
as well. But that's a great opportunity. Awesome.
Always
Okay.
asking for referrals. Never be
That
afraid to ask for referrals. Any other questions?
We have not had any other questions come in. Lots of comments of thank you. I love your talks. This is the best call ever. So lots of kudos and thanks that way, but we haven't had any other questions come in.
Okay, well then let's move on to our ahas. So write in or type into the box your biggest aha for tonight. What one thing jumped out at you tonight? What was the most important thing that is your takeaway? And your wow is, what are you going to do with it within 1 week? So please write in, what are you going to do with it within 1 week? What is going to happen for you within 1 week? How are you going to implement this? Because you see, just listening and learning isn't enough. In this profession, we listen and learn and apply, and that means action. So what comments are you getting there, Patty?
I'm getting 4 levels of need. That was one.
Mm-hmm.
Aha, I'm going to, oops, I need to open the whole question. Let's see real quick. I am going to put myself out there where people are. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Being positive and having that frame of mind in all I do. Great. Creating a
I'm going to say
relationship.
something about that because
Uh-huh.
can I kind of comment on that
Yes,
one?
absolutely.
Ladies, that and gentlemen, that is a way of living. It is a way of being in the world. And it is a decision only you can make. You may have been brought up in a family where there's a lot of negativity, or you may be around a lot of negative people. You can make a different decision. And I'm just saying it is your decision. You can reprogram your thinking. It is absolutely possible. And I hope that for you.
Yeah, I love that. That's such a true statement. This is really good too, and I loved when you said this. Creating a relationship is more important than closing the deal. The sale follows the relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
true, especially in our business.
Mm-hmm. It is true.
She loved. It's hard to beat up a woman who never gives up. That was great.
You Babe Ruth fan.
That's right. Uses a positive approach no
Hmm.
matter what I have accomplished. And that was a great example, that you had taught about just turning those phrases around to those positives instead of just the negatives. So great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to read the book and apply it to our company, how we do our business in Heritage Makers. That's great.
I'm so happy.
Clients buy emotional states. I'm buying that book. Great.
Yes.
That's a good one. Dress for success every day! Exclamation! Exclamation! That was great.
Mm-hmm.
I
You'll
will
feel
take.
better when you
Yeah.
go out. You'll feel more apt to talk to people when you're in that place.
It's funny. We often teach, and I kind of cringe as we do that. You can do those our online workshops in home in your pajamas and such, but it really makes a difference how you're dressed and how you're ready to do business. It comes through in your tone of voice, in your demeanor. It does. It comes through, and you do feel better
Mm-hmm.
about yourself. So it makes a big difference. Here's
Absolutely.
another one. We've got quite a few here. I will think about building relationships rather than closing the sale, making that her first thought instead of um, uh, and making the building the relationship her first thought.
Hmm.
Here's a great wow, and it's all about that relationships, more relationships, building more relationships. That's what she's going to do in this next week. Build those relationships. Again, loving the building relationships is the most important. Is most important with people. I will be making sure I remember to send cards to my club members for their birthdays and also to my consultants. That's a good
Hmm.
one. Okay. Yeah, that one's a note to me, so that's good. Wow. Continue to foster my relationships, not worrying about the new ones. Concentrate on the ones that I have and follow through. That's good.
That will be good. The new ones will happen because you're going to get more referrals. You certainly can be out talking to people, yet fostering the relationships that you have, that's how you create lifelong customers. That's how you create them.
That's great.
Hmm.
Making clients I have a priority, again, and building those relationships. I love the percentage of message received. That was a big aha for this person of how a message is received. That was great. I love when you shared that.
Mm.
It's not just a numbers game. It's about building relationships, continuing to get out there and build the relationships I have been cultivating. That's great.
Patty, I just love these people. They really listened. They
They
grabbed
did.
it.
They
I am
did.
just honored. So I'm going to tell you something. Just like how you feel valued when you're heard, I feel valued when I'm heard. And I know you listened. I know you were taking notes. It just is so exciting to see that. And your comments make a difference because it tells everybody else this is not the time to multitask. Give yourself the gift of these classes. We've invested a lot of time in building this content for you, and we care about what happens at Heritage Makers. We care about you, and you being present during the call is going to give you 10 times the value. So thank you for being present. It really does make a difference.
This
So
is
Patty,
great.
we're going to
And
move to what's next here.
yeah, I was going to say I've got like 10 more. They learned a lot and they really listened, so that was great.
Oh, I am so glad. So what's next is really to apply what you've learned, to apply it now, and to take this into practice now. The sooner you have a party, the sooner you work with a client, the better off this is going to be. Continue to study. Continue to watch good salespeople. When you go into a store, when you go into a restaurant, when you go to a training, watch how people connect with people. Have you ever had just a great server in a restaurant and you just felt so valued and important? What made you feel that way? That person had some special talent and technique. I went in this week to get my hair cut and I listened to this woman next to me and how she interacted with her client. And then I listened to the woman that was working with me that is in Atlanta. That's where I am. And I come here to get my hair done because of this woman. I do it other places, yes, but whenever I'm in Atlanta, I go see this woman. Why? She's built a relationship. She asks questions. She listens. She finds out what I want to do with my hair. She asks what I like about my hair now. She is so connected and understanding me. It's a relationship. As long as she's there, I will go to her because of that reason. So watch people, listen to them, learn from them, and learning what not to do is also a great learning lesson. So value yourself and your talents and look for others to learn and grow with what you have. Other tools that will support you, certainly in the elite course, those of you that are charging ahead in that elite course, there are lots of techniques that you can apply to your selling. In the Build It Big book, in the More Build It book, there's chapters on selling. Just be the student and continue to grow in what you're doing. Thank you so much for your time today. In Hawaii, we have a beautiful word, and that word is mahalo. And that means thank you. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being part of this great company. Thank you for showing up and playing full out. Thank you for being on the journey of what we call CANI, constant and never ending improvement. That's who you are, and that's who you will attract. Thank you so much, Patty, for the opportunity to work with you again.
This is a great con, and we really love our relationship with DSWA and you in particular. So
Oh,
thank you
thanks.
for a great presentation. And ladies, don't forget, once you've registered, we have one more call scheduled, and hopefully we'll be able to continue on this series, but it's July 16th. So you'll get that automatic reminder. But what's most important is to get those in your team and the people you bring into the business as you do, to get them registered for that next call. That next call is on booking workshops, building your business by filling your calendar. So that will be a great call. Thank you again, Nicki, and we will get this call posted right away. Have a great day, everyone.
All right, take care. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.